It's a roundabout on every corner and everything is the same. As you drive along you have to try and figure out where it is, like Milton Keynes in particular. Milton Keynes is terrible. You get lost there all the time. But I could drive from one end of the country to the other.
Oh. Yes.
You know.
Do you still drive?
Yes, I do. Yes. I'm Dad's taxi service for my daughter. Alright, what have we got today? Really no. Well, they're not this end anyway. Are they? Ah, there they are over there. Yeah. It's amazing there's no snowdrops around here at all. The only ones I've seen are on the side of the road near the security man's cottage at Althorpe House. I was up that way this weekend. I saw the white flowers and thought, you know, what are they? And that's what they are. I'm going to do a little bit of filming.
We did it in pressure.
Oh no, where is it? Yeah. Don't worry about me.
There's a shop on the way up Weedon Road.
The paper shop opposite next to the fish and chips.
You know who closest?
I think it's Tory.
Yeah.
It's Tory Bank. Tory is Bank.
I'm not very political, but luckily on this course
I do.
There
I do.
I got that one eating a piece of grass.
Oh.
The one just here.
Yeah.
Just here.
Yes, it's obvious they get fed by
Yes,
people.
that's what I thought.
No, they
And,
feed on
So they come up to everyone in
Yes.
anticipation.
Yeah. Oh, yes, there it is. Put this back on, keep the hands warm.
I was going to bring the tablet and take some coffee bobbers.
I've just sent a reply to Australia on Facebook where the Village Historic Society published a cutting from the newspaper in 1934 describing a country village dance with the vicar.
Yeah.
Well, now, back in 1950, I was a child going to that school alongside the village hall, and we found homemade instruments under the stage of the hall.
Yeah, what sort of instruments?
A bass, you know, two-chest bass type thing, a drum, that sort of thing.
Okay,
Now, they were made by a local sawmiller's father, who played them there in a local band. And I suggested they talk to this gentleman and ask him about his father making and playing the instruments.
Yeah.
A little bit of history.
Yeah, it's interesting. Good.
Because they display some of my pictures of the locality, some of my paintings and stories.
used to turn up with a bag of my leg to get out of it, but one day I got caught out.
A lot of complaints about hospitals at the moment, aren't there?
Oh yes.
It's very sad, really, because I'm sure the people there they're working with.
There's something is not being explained to us.
Yeah.
There is more money than ever
Yes.
being put into the hospital system,
Yeah.
but it's not producing results.
No, because it's a bit
They
like
just turn around and say, oh, but we're many times more busy.
Yes.
I don't believe they are.
No, well, don't you think it's similar to the county council situation?
Not.
Spent a lot on.
Well, we know what's happened there. They've spent more than they got in.
Yeah. And that's very often what happens.
And that's what councils do. And unfortunately, it's not usually, I say this, a Conservative council who does it that way. The Labour Party normally, in my observation, this is purely an observation, would spend money they haven't got to achieve their political aims of everything for the people, doesn't matter what it costs, or don't worry about where the money comes from, which is what happens in national government. You end up with great debts. Now it's come out that this council has what's called toxic loans.
Oh yes.
Where they're paying prohibitive interest, and that's what was used to cover up what's been going on for the last 10 years. But of course you have to remember that it was organised by the employees of the council in the first place.
Oh yes.
That's what they're there for.
Yes, of course.
And you'll find a lot of them follow, shall I say, the left side of the world. You know?
Yeah.
So is there the care there about making the books balance ever?
We won't know, will we?
We never know.
No.
You know. I have to say that I never had the opportunity to go to university or anything like that. But there are an awful lot of active left-wingers in the universities.
Yeah.
And they are the people who are teaching the younger generation, and that worries me. And of course, when they're not in power, they can throw the mud at everybody.
But then they all do that.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
I think politicians are salesmen.
Yes.
And the national...
They use the same sort of garb, don't they?
Yeah, they're super salesmen. They sell themselves.
Yes, of course. You just have to hear them chant something, and then everyone cheers. And
Yeah. You know, it's like the argument here that not enough people vote. Well, I can assure you, in Australia, 100% voting, and they end up with the same quandaries. Exactly.
Yes.
It doesn't make that much difference.
No.
In fact, the Deputy Prime Minister's just resigned because of his actions, and he's head of one party. It's a coalition governing Australia, and he was head of the minority party, the Nationals, and okay, so what's different? There isn't any.
And you don't know who
Well, no,
actually pulling the strings, do you?
you can guarantee they all get fat.
Yes.
There's very few of them. I mean, the Kinnicks are a perfect example.
Yeah.
He's a commissioner after being a member of the European Parliament.
Yeah.
He then became a commissioner, which I think was 100,000 euros higher pay. His wife is a member of the European Parliament.
Yes.
His son is also a member now. I don't know.
I think it's bound to happen. I mean, if that sort of interest is within the family, then it's going to.
Oh yeah.
It's going to spread, but
Yeah.
it just